Hello, we're going to talk about dating after 60 and when you're on Social Security. Dating after 60 can be a wonderful thing. You've got more time, you've built up your confidence, you have experience. So this is probably the best time in your life to really realize that you don't have to waste your time dating. We don't have time for the games, we're not looking for the drama. Sometimes your benefits and love collide. Sometimes they run into each other. Sometimes they become a problem. So you have to make sure you don't have Cupid and Uncle Sam come knocking on your door. So in this video, I'm going to tell you some things to be aware of when you're on Social Security, you're dating, you're maybe thinking about getting married again. Well, we're going to talk about some things that you need to be aware of. Now, when you're in retirement, falling in love is a beautiful thing. But when you're living on Social Security, pensions, money that you've saved up all your life, money really matters in this instant. For example, if you get married later in life, it could impact your benefits, your spousal benefits, your survivor benefits, because now there's two incomes coming in from the government, and we know how that goes, right? I mean, even the timing of when you claim Social Security, when you get married. And so this is something when you're getting older and you're thinking about getting married and you're on Social Security, you really, really need to be thinking clearly and making sure this is something that's, you guys talk about. And this is where, the money issue will come up. Don't just go in this blindly thinking, oh, we're going to get married. There's a lot of things that go on when you don't want to mess with the government check. I know a lot of people who they live together, but they never married, and now I know why. So that's something to think about. It's like, can you even afford to be married? If you're on Social Security. When you are in a relationship, it's three things you need to keep in mind, as well as making sure you've picked the right person, making sure you don't see any of the red flags that go along with dating, and make sure you're not wasting your time with someone that does not deserve you. Make sure that you make sure that the marriage will not affect your benefits. This is something you can talk about to Social Security. Make sure you know what the other person has. And another thing is spousal benefits. If you marry somebody who's getting spousal benefits, I think they cut them in half, or you may stop getting them, because I have a friend who gets spousal benefits, and she has never married, and me and her are the same age. She's never married again, and she's content with what she's doing, so I do know that. I don't know how it works. So just like when you're in a relationship, communication is key. Just like you talk about your hobbies, things you like to do, there may come a time where you need to talk about your future plans, what your financial situation is, and things like that. Because when you get older, it's very important that you are able to take care of yourself no matter what happens. And you don't want to be with somebody who they're barely making it, you're barely making it, and now you want to get together and you're both it's hard. Trust me, it's hard. It's hard enough being by yourself and doing all of that. Now, don't let Social Security scare you away from finding love. Don't let that happen. But just make sure you are aware of things that can happen if you don't plan out this relationship. It's just a part of a conversation once you get into the relationship that needs to be had by both parties. Think of it this way. Social Security is just part of the puzzle. It's a piece of the puzzle that you're building this life with a person, and part of that puzzle becomes your financial stability. So Social Security has to come in there if that's what you are receiving as part of your finances. So should Social Security stop you from dating? Heck no. But you have to be very, very aware that there can be situations that can affect your Social Security if you decide to marry. Now, some people will just live together. Some people won't marry. It's just like if you were younger. Would you pick up somebody off the street who doesn't have a job and marry them? Well, it's the same thing in Social Security. You're not going to take somebody who doesn't have financial stability and bring them into your Social Security fixed income. That's just not what you want to do, because I mean, it's already a struggle in a sense, depending on how much money you have saved, to deal with just yourself, and now you're going to bring another person in to live off of your Social Security. You know, love don't pay the bills, so be careful doing that. I'm going to just say, you guys know I've been dating, and I have gotten to the point where I am being so selective. And a lot of you have said something about a lot of guys out here, they want a nurse or a purse. And I've run into both. And it's like, I'm not going to be somebody's nurse or somebody's purse, because I got too many things I want to do, too much stuff that's going on in my life to be bogged down with somebody who can't physically get around, who can't financially go anywhere. So, hey, be careful. That's all I can say. Now, you guys think about what I said as far as Social Security being something that changes a relationship sometimes if you decide to get married. And just, look into it. And you'll see there are benefits to marrying sometimes. And then sometimes it's just not financially feasible to marry. So think about that when you're dating over 60 or dating when you've got your Social Security. And I'll see you guys in the next video. I hope this video gave you something to think about. And if it did, subscribe, like, comment, and share. I love you guys. Mwah.